Hello, hello. How is everyone today? It's Amy from Seriously Sweet on Davis Street and Cookie Snack Attack. I'm going to give you just a couple seconds to join us and share this over into the other group. So I'll be right back. Hello, hello, and good afternoon. It's Amy from Seriously Sweet and Cookie Snack Attack. How is everyone today? I hope you are all doing well. I am sharing this over to the Cookie Snack Attack group right now. You know, we have some days that technology is a great friend and some days where it just isn't. And for some reason today, it does not want to talk to our separate group of Cookie Snack Attack. So it says Facebook is working to fix a technical error. So I am hoping the link that I dropped in will bring us a few people. Don't really understand what that's about because I'm not a high-end tech person, especially on Facebook's responsibilities. But I believe that I see it shared over into our group. It's just saying it has a technical error and won't reload. So if you are on with us, Jen, if you're on, if you wouldn't mind flipping over to the Cookie Snack Attack page and just posting a comment for people to come over to the regular Seriously Sweet on Davis Street page, they can view it from there. If you don't mind, it is shared twice into the Cookie Snack Attack group, but it's saying there's a reload error. So if somebody will just put a post over there and let them know where we are, you can always watch this later. Hey, Nana Sue, how are you? If you're on with us, please say hello. Also, we posted it to our YouTube channel today. Hey, Mary Lynn. Hey, Jen. Hopefully someone's watching. Nana Sue, you're on YouTube, so it must have worked. Originally, they said they wouldn't post our photo of chicken feathers. Isn't that crazy? So banner has been up. If you'd like to join us for the free text alerts, you can text 540-870-0726. Again, I don't know what's going on with Facebook today. I'm getting a lot of alert messages, but it will not share the actual live feed over to our Cookie Snack Attack group for some reason. So if you'll just come watch us on the main store page at Seriously Sweet on Davis Street, that would be awesome. If you are new to us and just joining us for the first time, if you will text the word live stream to the phone number 540-870-0726, we will send you alerts before our live stream broadcasts. And this week and last week, we worked on some cute chickens. So this evening, we'll be putting together a larger chicken. And remember last week, I promised you that we were going to do something. You know what? I'm going to grab a picture real quick for you guys too, okay? I want to show you something, but I promised you last week that we were going to do some cool chicken, a big chicken this week with feathers. So I'm going to show you how you can do this tonight. You know what, guys? This is so weird too. StreamYard has another update on my end today. That's so weird. I want to load a picture for you, but let me see if I can put that in at a different. I'm going to drop it in as an overlay because this was my picture. I see a few people are finding us. So if I'm talking a lot, I'm just trying to give them a minute to get to us because something happened and it won't broadcast directly into the group, even though I've shared it over there. Okay, so hopefully this will post from here, but you guys take a look. So tonight we're going to do a really full-bodied, full-feathered chicken, but only the tail. We're going to be royal icing the body part. So the wing is going to have feathers. The tail is going to be feathers. And I'm going to show you how to make these cool feathers in wafer paper today with minimal effort. May take you some time if you want to get them really detailed, but minimal effort as far as the construction of them. And as you can see, I am actually just using bits and pieces that were left over from my balloon project back in May. I think it was either May or June that we did that cool 3D hot air balloon in that specialty cake group. We were doing it for a cake topper. Oh my gosh, it's been so busy around here all week, guys. So I think my schedule, I'm just going to say I think, because you never know with life. I think my cookie and store schedule calms down after this week. And if that's the case, then I have several projects on the side, all trays prepped where I can just pop on and do some miscellaneous lives with you. But tonight we're going to be reconstructing. Isn't that cute? That's my black and white chicken inspiration. That is not my photo. That is not my chicken or rooster or whatever that is. If you're on here and that's a rooster and I'm calling it a chicken, I don't actually have chickens. It's one of the few animals I've never actually had. I'm not saying I'm going to rule it out. I still have time to have them, but I don't have them yet. But you see the cool tail? Can you see how his back end tail is like that black with little white highlights? And then around the front, it has these swoopy feathers below the, is that called a wobble? But I think that's a wobbler. Maybe, I don't know. On a turkey, it's a wobbler, I think. But he has those cool sweeping feathers that come down. And you can see his wing. They like come across and hang down almost like fir would, but it's really feathers. So tonight, we're going to use a larger chicken cutter. And I'll have all that info for you this evening. But we're going to do something similar to this, turned the other direction. And we're going to make, right now, I'm going to show you how to get started on making your feathers for the tail. Okay, so let me come back up here to comments and see what's happening. Hey, hey, let's see. Camille, I saw you were driving, so you're going to have to watch later. Hey, Barbie, how are you? Hi, Joanne. Let's see. Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying those. You know, I think that's the next wave, guys. You know, I think people resist new things when they start happening at first, but what... Oh, it is working, Jen? Good. Okay, because I posted it over there twice, but I kept getting alerts that it wasn't feeding through there. So here's the thing. There's so much social media out there. It's not like having a house telephone number where you just have the one phone number, right? You have a house telephone number. Now you have a cell phone number. Then you can talk to people through Skype. I mean, there's all different ways to communicate, right? So social media, there's Facebook, there's YouTube, there's TikTok, there's like this endless stream of things. Pretty much everyone has a cell phone these days, though. So I am really glad that we found the text alert for you guys, because no matter what's going on with the technology of all these different companies, when you're trying to notify people that you're going live, the text stream seems to get the best results. So super excited to have that. I hope you guys are enjoying it. We're a little closer to where we have to kick up to the next plan, so please bring some more friends. All right. Housekeeping really quickly. There are currently no more mermaid kits for sale. I might be able to put 2 more kits together with substitutions that you would have in time for after the class if you want to buy the class and do the recording later. There's still time to join the class. So you can join the mermaid and sea creature class up until midnight on the 28th, which is this upcoming Saturday. It's $25 for the class. Right now, we're under the threshold of 50 people, so I'm expecting it to be Zoom. But please don't worry if you don't want to be on camera. You can turn your camera off. You can turn your sound off and still watch the class, or the upload will be up within a few hours of when our class ends. Our class has got 6 cookies in it, so I'm expecting it to be 2.5 to 3 hours long. Given that it's that long, I'm just warning you ahead of time. It's going to take it a little bit of extra time to save to Facebook. I'll have to upload it from Zoom to Facebook after we end our class, which will be occurring at approximately 9 p.m. that night or 6 p.m. that night. So I'll play with it until I get it done. So the replay will be available right after class is over, as soon as it's uploaded. Okay. That's my only stipulation. Obviously, it's not immediately when we end, because it has to save it and process the file, and I have no control over that. What else do I want to tell you? So what I said to everyone was it'll go up as soon as it's over, and then the class will go back for sale with no live class involved at $35 on the 30th. So if you want to purchase and get early bird pricing, you can get it up until midnight on the 28th for $25. There is a royal icing video, a cookie dough video, a royal icing recipe, a cookie dough recipe. There is a supply list and then a level up supply list if you have additional things you want to gather. If you have the mermaid kit, you're pretty much set for everything except the level up items, other than standard things like airbrush, airbrush and things like that. But you pretty much have all of the extra little bits and pieces. And of course, you can always do these cookies slightly different. So if you want to participate in the mermaid class, you still have time to get in on that. And I want to say a huge thank you because you guys showed up and you showed up big. The 2 kits that I might have available for shipment next week are because everybody on my end, everybody has received their kits except the ones that went out this Monday. The ones that went this Monday were ordered over the weekend. They seem to be fine and tracking, but everybody that shipped last Monday has received their kit and everything is okay. So the 2 I held back just in case there was a problem or something was missing. It looks like I might be able to release those, and those have minor substitutions in them. Okay. So that takes care of the mermaid. If you guys want to get in on that class, it's going to be a lot of fun. Look for some prep videos Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Probably Saturday morning, evening. I'm going to Saturday morning, Saturday evening, sometime in that time frame. I'm just going to squeeze in some extra videos. So please set your notifications to all. And let's make some chicken feathers. Let's see what's going on over here in the comments before we get started. Jen says video looks good. Barbara, hello. It's good to see you today. Hi, Myra. Okay. Oh, last housekeeping thing on the mermaid. Because we're more than 10 people below the 50, I mean, I think, I don't know. If another 20 people buy it, we're going to be over and I won't be able to do the Zoom, or maybe 16 people. I don't know. The number went up again last night. But I don't think we're so close that I want to say it's not going to be Zoom and just be in the Facebook group. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a link today with the disclosure that if we go over 50 by Saturday, then we've got to change it to a live Facebook feed within the private mermaid group. And everybody has found their way into the group except for 2 people. I'm so excited and so proud of all of you. It's awesome. Hello, New York. Let's see, Kathy. Hi, I'm glad you made it. Let's see what Jen is saying. I've literally been decluttering. I know. I did again too, Jen. And then I'm still working on that big cookie order. So how funny is that? Oh, you can't squeal enough about how much. I know that kit. I think it's really fun. And if you got that kit, guys, you're going to be really happy because there is a smaller kit coming out for Halloween as soon as all the pieces arrive that I think you're really going to enjoy. That is totally separate. And we'll have a class with it, totally separate Halloween from what we are doing on Tutorial Tuesday with Fall Days and Fright Nights. Okay, and here's the other thing I decided. Fall Days, Fright Nights. Jen, if you wouldn't mind, let me say hello to 3 more people, then I'm going to talk to Jen for a minute. Kelly, hey, how are you? Hey, Miss Heather. I hope your day's going well, hon. Let's see. Michelle, hello, hello. Halloween. Okay, so the smaller Halloween kit, I have no details on it yet because it literally is going to come down to what arrives in time for that kit, but it will be smaller, so there won't be as much expense to that one, okay? And also smaller, so I can put it in a smaller priority mailbox so your shipping is not so expensive, because I don't make anything on the shipping at all. That's exactly what USPS charges me, that $15.50 that for your boxes, but that was as small a box as I could get all of those things in, okay? Hey, Miss Debbie, how are you? All right, so Tutorial Tuesday, starting on, I'm checking the calendar, so this is not wrong in the video, on September 7th is the first Tuesday in September, is September 7th. So September 7th, there'll be a Tuesday on the 14th, a Tuesday on the 21st, and a Tuesday on the 28th, which works out perfectly because we have 4 cutters in our series. So what I have decided to do is prep work probably in the morning, but each week we're going to do one cutter and do it both ways. I'm going to show you how to do it for fall days and how to do it for fright nights. So each week we'll be going through one cutter starting on the 7th on Tutorial Tuesday. So you will need to watch both videos, okay? Hey. Hi, Bobby. How are you? Everybody getting excited about CookieCon that's going? It's kind of going to be fun. Did y'all love that pink toolbox? Listen, girls, no one has confessed as to who sent me that, but I love it. Okay, so I was not going to order it because I was thinking, okay, it's not clear, it's not see-through, it's kind of heavy, but it's pink and it's so little and cute. So let me tell you what I really love about it. First of all of my sugar art and all of my Bake Elf fit in it. So I can actually just open the whole thing up on a little side table and get right into whatever. If I'm designing a project, I know everything I have. So Becky, you want me to do that? I'm not prepared for that yet, but it is something I would love to do, but I'm not prepared for it yet. Right now, I'm just prepared to seasonally do boxes with special classes. But y'all, listen, I got hooked up with somebody for I got hooked up with somebody for some good wholesale prices. So there's going to be some even more good stuff in your kit this time, okay? Jenny asked too. That's so funny. Hey, if you see her, tell her I said hello. I don't know who sent it, but whoever you are, look at this smile because I love this thing. Now, look, truthfully, it's pink, but it's technically like a carpenter's toolbox. So it's metal and it's heavy. Let me tell you what I like about that. You know, a lot of times you get tool cabinets or you get toolboxes, and I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but my husband was a general contractor for a long time. So safety is a really, really big deal. Hey, Sally. Yeah, catch us later, okay? Catch us later. I hope your meeting goes super well. And I am super excited about Fall Day, Fright Night, and Halloween myself. So anyway, toolboxes. It's like the big tool chest. If you pull too many drawers out, right, you get too much weight hanging off the base of the cabinet, the thing can tip over. So what I do, and also if you pick up a toolbox that has drawers and those drawers aren't actually clipped or secured like the ones we tend to buy, which are the little plastic ones, then your stuff spills and falls out when you're loading a car or taking it to do an offsite class. This actually has, it's like a heavy duty carpenter toolbox. It actually has the bar that goes down the back, so that when the top of the toolbox has to be open to pull that bar up so that you can pull your drawers out. And what that does is that weight balances you pulling the drawers out, but you can pull both drawers out at the same time. But I can see everything and I totally love it. There's even room for the new paints that I ordered, the Portolio, I think that's how you say it. I ordered those in. I'm going to experiment. Hey, Nadine, and I can see your name. How exciting. I can even put the tubes of that I bought in there, and I have room in there for my sugar prism too. So I was stoked about that. Really happy. I do too, but mine's just a regular black one that I picked up at a yard sale. But you guys, for real, if Husky Cabinet ever gets a hold of this, you know, the Husky big tool cabinets that Home Depot sells, I would love to be the spokesperson for the Husky cabinets to introduce that line to cakers and cookiers, because the big double tool chests that are like 3 to 4 foot wide, and then it's like tool cabinet on the bottom, tool cabinet up top, but it's all like little drawers, like for wrenches and stuff, like for mechanics to use. I would totally love to rep that line in a light pink or a hot pink toolbox, because I have one of those in my shop and it is a lifesaver. You know, we have so much small stuff in this trade with having piping tips and spatulas and our silicone mats. I mean, there's just so much small stuff that you don't need deep drawers for. My cabinet that I bought when we started the little bakery, the boutique bakery here in Culpeper, when we moved home, I have a 3-foot wide with the double top and the lid goes up. So I've got my cake boards up there. I've got my baking pans upright on that top part. It's just the most organized thing ever. And it makes my heart happy that when I need something, I'm not like my husband. When my husband needs a tool, he can't ever find it. So sometimes he ends up with 2 or 3 things because he has to buy it again. But my stuff is like, I can go right to it. Disclaimer, not my 3-foot area during a live. Things always get lost in the Bermuda Triangle of my 3-foot area. But otherwise, hyper organized. I can find everything. It's labeled. I can go right to it. And I love that. And then it keeps me from buying too much of the same product. Yes, they are. They're so sweet. I sent a video when I first got my new cabinet up here because it really saved me. Oh, mermaid scale print. Yes. Okay. You want a picture of that cabinet? Oh, I will. I'll send it to you. It's really cool. Yeah, look, one of my airbrushes when I was painting my feathers, it literally blew up out of the well. It was clogged up and I had put a little too much color. So when I was trying to do my needle back and forth, the thing literally blew up out of there. So my hands got a little messed up already today. Okay, so let's make some feathers. How do you feel about that? And then I'll see you back here tonight at 7, Lord willing, and we will make some chickens. So everybody got a little pin of some size in your mermaid box. You don't need to use this. You can use something with a barrel on it like this. Okay, but I'm using this because I wanted my feathers a little tighter. I know airbrushes just love me, Jen. I don't know what the deal is either. All right, let's talk about 2 things. I keep my wafer paper sealed because I don't want it exposed to the dry air or humidity because the humidity changes so much where I am. So mine is in a sealed Ziploc bag with as much air pushed out of the bag between uses as possible. And it has 2 of the food safe silica packages, the little silica packages, those are in there as well. So these I also have a separate Ziploc bag that when we get done with our projects, after we've done punch outs and all that kind of stuff, I keep all of my scraps because this stuff is not cheap. And you don't need big pieces when you're working on cookies. So the scraps always come in handy. And then you can give the kids more to play with if you teach classes, if you have more little bits and pieces. So this is left over from my balloon tutorial. So it's already got a cut on one side. So mine is still very soft. If yours is not, there's this cool product put out by Icing Images called Paper Potion. And you just give your paper a light spray. This is, I'm looking to see if I can find it on the label. This is vanilla flavored. Shake well before using. It's a little spritzer, but basically you hold this about 10 to 12 inches away from the edible paper. Light mist. Don't oversaturate. That is key. Just very, very light mist, okay? And you should do both sides of the paper, and then you just let it sit. And as soon as that, it kind of softens up your paper. So if your paper's brittle and you're having trouble, this is great. Plus it adds a nice scent and a nice flavor to the paper. Oh, right here, edible. Can you see that? Vanilla. Let me turn it so you can see it. It's Paper Potion and it's by Icing Images. And the phone number on this bottle is 540-323-7990, and they are in Winchester, Virginia. So they're not very far up the road for me, about an hour away. I got to drive up there one time and pick up some ink cartridges for my edible ink printer and met them. So sweet. Okay. Okay. So you may want some of this. I don't need it because my paper's still soft, but you might. So then I had my scraps. I just did black airbrush color from Amerimist, and I sprayed one side because the feathers on that chicken I showed you earlier, can you see that? Let me show you one more time because he's just cute. She's cute. I'm gonna call it a he. He looks like he looks like he, right? See how some of the feathers are black, a little bit of white tipping. So that's what we're going for. So I did, because my chicken tonight is going to be white royal icing, and then the red wobbler area or whatever that's called on a chicken, and then his beak will be red, and I'm going to do a black drop in for his eye like we did last week. So I just went ahead and sprayed my paper. Also, please spray your feathers before you cut them. If you don't, what you're going to experience is massive curling, which is fine if that's what you intended to do, but won't really necessarily look good for your chicken because your chicken feathers are just very flowy. They're not curly, right? So find something like this, or even one of the small fondant rollers. I don't have one in front of me, but I think this, if you have an edible ink marker, and what you're going to want to do, now I don't want my feathers to be longer than 3 or 4 inches for the big tail. And this is an 8.5 by 11 sideways piece of the wafer paper. So I'm just going to cut that in half. Try to airbrush bigger pieces and then move down to your little pieces. So you don't have to do it this way. This is just how I like to do it. It's kind of like curling ribbon. You have to be really careful so you don't rip your wafer paper. But I have my finger loosely holding the paper against the edge. All right, now do you see how I have that curl? That's pretty much all I'm going to get with that pin. Using something smaller, and you can use the pins out of your mermaid kits if you want. They will work. Using something smaller, I can get a smaller bend on my paper, and look how much tighter I can get my paper to bend. So maybe have a couple sizes on your drum or barrel of whatever you're using to curl your paper. Now this works great for me because it's smooth. You can see I'm just hitting it a couple of times on each feather, right? So I've got like one that's not as tight and then one that's tighter. I'm going to go back and do this one tighter because I know I want mine to look really perky. Right? And look how great this curl is that I've gotten now. Okay. So one side of my paper is already curved. I'm going to go ahead and put a little curve on this side. It doesn't have to be a lot. It's just that it's a littler cookie. So I don't want massive feathers on there, right? So you see what I have there? Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to try to do with you guys today, I got all thrown off. I hope Timbo's okay. Anybody that's taken that class knows that he's sick. So we all hope you're getting better, Timbo. All right, now I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to use my Dresden tool, and I'm just going to give it a little crease down the center. I don't want to break through the paper. You see that little fine line crease? That's going to help you as you're cutting your feather. Okay, it's really just a guideline. It also just gives it a little crease in case after you've cut your feather, you want to do a little bending. It's easier to have that crease in before you start cutting. Now, I cut at an angle this direction on my feathers because I think that's how they look in real life. And you just have to be very patient. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, this is one of those things you're just cutting. You're cutting as tiny as possible because the tinier little cuts you get in there, the cooler the feather's going to look. Right? But you don't want to go so close that you cut out chunks. And it looks better the further in you get with it. Getting close to that vein line down the center, which is where that little cartilage piece on a turkey feather would be. You know, that little tube that runs down their feather. By the way, aren't birds so cool? They're just so neat, the way they're designed and all the little things that could make them weigh so much more that are hollow on them. So you see what I'm doing just at this angle? Now this feather is longer than I want it to be. That's so I can hold it while I'm doing this little snipping area here, okay? Now I'm going to trim some of that off, but you'll see when you get to the end, it's harder to hold the feather as you're cutting, right? So I probably won't get all the way to the end. And that more connected piece there, that's what I'll tuck into the icing. So I'm just going to trim that off a little bit. Do you see what I did there? So that can go into the icing and hold my feather later. All right, now we're going to come back. I'm right-handed, so I'm flipping it over. And can you see all my cool cutting over here? Oh, let me see if anybody has questions. I'm sorry, you guys. Let's see. Patty, are you on here? Because if you're posting, you should be seeing it. Is something going wrong on YouTube? Jen, can you check that out? Yeah, that should be good. And no, I don't have a picture of Gracie. Is Gracie your hen or chicken or? Hey, Charlotte, how are you? All right. So let's come back at this again, coming from the other side. Now I can see it. I'm not sure if it picks up on camera. Can you guys see that fine line where I indented it on the back side? I can see that through the front. I'm just going to give this a little fluff. Let's see. I am waiting on an important phone call. I just want to see if I get the alert for what time that over the phone appointment is scheduled. Okay. So I'm going to come in on the other side here. We're going to come right down. Now, obviously, I don't want to go all the way over to where I cut on this side or the feather is going to fall apart, okay? Would it help you guys any if I try to zoom in? Do you want me to zoom in on this? Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can get you in any closer on this one, okay? Let's see. Is that better, guys? So you can see the detail on this so you're ready for tonight. All right. Hey, Jeremy, are you around today? You're probably still unpacking. Let's see. Let me come down here so you can see. So you can see that fine detail. So it does take a while, but let me explain something to you guys. I recently had someone say, "Oh, Amy, I love these cookies. They only cookie. That's what they do. They strictly are dedicated to cooking," which is fantastic, but that is not my scenario. My scenario is a boutique bakery where we do cupcakes, we do small cakes, like 2-tier or less. We do brownie bars, dessert bars, all of that kind of stuff. That's the background I came. Oh, hopefully I didn't rip it. Oh, good. See, because that would have made a terrible little gap there. My background comes from cake and cupcakes coming into cookies. So when I'm sometimes designing these outlandish cookies, and I know they take a crazy amount of time to do, for the cookiers in our group, you should view these cookies with the techniques you're learning and the ability to apply them to other situations or designs. For the cupcake and cake people, hopefully you're realizing that these fancier cookies that we're teaching, look, and because we already bent it, it's already soft, and we did all those feathers. Look at that gorgeous feather. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so hopefully you guys are realizing that a lot of these fancy cookie things that I'm teaching you are things that can be converted to cake toppers. And some of, like in the Aloha series, that Aloha chocolate topper, that would not go on a cake for less than $55 to $65, depending on how fancy they wanted it. So there's times that you get to really run with your talents and apply them to a different area. Now, no one's going to want to pay you $65 for that to make a whole bunch of cookies, right? But as a cake topper, you make it a couple inches larger, you apply the same skills that I've taught you, and then you are in a different arena, right? Okay. So look, isn't that cool? Can you see? I hope the camera's picking it up, just how that looks like a real feather, doesn't it? Key things if you're joining us late, because I see the number going up and then down and then back up. You must do your airbrushing before you do the cutting. If you don't, it could, it's not saying it's going to every time, but it could cause your wafer paper to curl. And once your wafer paper is wet, you know, hey, Heike, are you back from Germany? I hope you got back safely. Let me put some comments up here for you guys. Let's see. You can eat it. It's totally safe. I'll tell you, if you have it on cookies, the kids are going to eat it for sure, because there's something about eating paper. They feel that they're just doing this cool thing when it's on a birthday cake or cookies. They love it. It's also great to print on. Edible, no flavor. So Paper Potion would add flavor. And I'm pretty sure they have some additional flavors besides vanilla now, guys, of this Paper Potion. I did not use this on mine. Remember, I told you how I keep mine stored. So mine is still very flexible. Thank you, Rebecca. Hey, Kathy. It does look real, right? So much fun. Let me see. I wonder... if you leave a wide enough gap in the center, Jen, you could airbrush just a pinpoint line down the center. No problem. But if you get it on this, what I'm about to tell you is this. You know, we attach this by just a little drop of water, but as soon as you've attached it, because of what it's made of, it attaches. Like you can't peel it back apart and reposition it, right? So that's why I'm saying you don't airbrush any of your edging after. If you had a very wide area, 1/4 inch or bigger in the center, you could, but the problem with that is you really need to airbrush your paper, let it dry, then do your curling to soften it up so you'll get this nice flowy look, right? Then we're going to crease it for the back. Do you want me to do one more? We have a few minutes. I'll do one more while we're talking. So let's take a little piece. Let's do a little one here. I have to just work a little lower because I zoomed in so far. So remember, I'm just doing this on a little barrel. Now, don't do it on this. It's not perfectly rounded. You see, it's got that pattern to it. So it's your thingamajiggy, so it's easy to hold, but it doesn't work great for this. But this is kind of like just curling ribbon, right? I personally cannot do this with scissors, but I have seen other people do it with scissors. Mine rips. All right, so now I've got a really nice curl. You can see that. I'm going to go back and shape it. These are just all scraps of wafer paper I had from another project. This feather, expect it to be this length when I add it to the cookie because this part's going to go into the icing to hold it. Remember, we want to flip it over, and I'm just using a Dresden tool, a fondant tool. Let's see what this one. That's so cool, right? It looks and acts like a real feather. So if the chicken we're going to do tonight, if I did one of these super fancy, he'd be a $40 to $45 cake topper. You could even do some hand painting on him and level him up again. But so beautiful if somebody had that kind of theme. Now, what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to come this way, guys, because I'm right-handed. Am I on screen? Okay. I'm going to start right here. This Dresden tool is the one that has that little bit of edge. Can you see that? And so what we're going to do is just give it a little line down the center. This is important because that's what gives it the ability to have that loose feathery look on both sides. You see how it's got a different curl? That line, once you have it, if you just give it a very slight bend before you start cutting, then that gives you that ridge down the center, okay? I love doing these. These are great for so many different projects, not just the chickens. I love the chickens. I'm excited we're doing these. Did you guys, anybody order the cutters from that site I gave you last week from Manny's? Did you see all the chickens, all the different designs they have on that site? And I enjoyed our folk art chickens last week, but this week I've been dying to do something with that big black and white chicken. I've had that picture forever. So then when I decided we would make fancy feathers, I thought, how perfect would this be for what we're doing? So I'm doing little tiny snippets. Now, if you mess up, you get to going too fast because your patience has exuded you and you cut a notch, then just make that one of your shorter feathers. So I always prep my feathers to all be longer pieces. That way, if I snip something too close, that automatically my errors, because of my lack of patience, give me feathers for the little filler areas. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Am I good on camera here? Now, also, you guys, you loosen up your paper. It's not as rigid by doing that rolling trick. Like I showed you, so that's similar to curling curly Q ribbon for gift packages. It causes your paper to be less stiff, which is one of the reasons you get that cool flowy thing, as if you just picked up a feather. And look, just right there, just that little touch, I get that nice twist. Again, I did not use Paper Potion, but depending on your humidity and your altitude, you may absolutely need it. It's a great product. I use it when the humidity's very low in my area. So again, this extra bit at the end, I'm just getting a little snippet. Can you see that? So that I'll have something to tuck into the icing. But look at how cool this one turned out naturally. See? All right, so make you some feathers. Oh, Heather, you did ask him about STLs. All right. And yeah, the double. I love the double one. Yay, Nana Sue likes it. So excited. All right, so make you some feathers. Be ready for tonight. Also, guys, this would be so pretty if you didn't want to do it in the black and white. And again, I'm just doing the black and white because I really wanted to do something like this particular chicken or rooster. Does anybody, by the way, know if that's a chicken or a rooster? Do you know? Because I don't. But anyway, I wanted to do something in that color scheme. I thought it would be a really cool photo to do on a cookie. Also, you know, the black, white, red is really Chick-fil-A type colors. And that the reason that's been on my mind is because I'm working on that set for Chick-fil-A, my local Chick-fil-A for Christmas. So another reason that's been on my mind, because they may want one fancy, super fancy one for a display piece or something for their event. What was I going to tell you? So tonight we're going to put together the bigger chicken. I'll show you that this evening. The rooster. See, I thought maybe it was a rooster, but it said chicken on the photo where I snagged it off the internet. But I thought it was a rooster too. But tonight it's going to have some of these cool feathers here. We're going to have the wing flip over. I made some teeny tiny thin ones for the wing, and then I'll finish up the ones for the tail. So we'll be doing that tonight, and you can use a black dragé if you want for the eyeball, or you can pipe that. If you get dragés to do eyeballs with, though, guys, please use PME brand. PME brand will not bleed into your other icing colors, okay? I don't know if Wilton's fixed the problem, but I haven't used Wilton black dragés in a year and a half now because messed up a huge Valentine order for me. The Wilton ones, for whatever reason, the little dragés bled into the white icing I dropped them in for Easter bunny heads. PME does not do that. So make sure if you're going to do candy eyeballs, use those. Use the PME brand. There may be some other brands out there, but I can only speak to the PME because once I figured out they worked, I ordered a whole bunch of them. So it will be many moons before I run out of that. Okay, so chicken feathers, get those ready for tonight. Fall days, fright nights on Fall days, fright nights will start on Tutorial Tuesday. On the 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th of September, we will be doing one cookie cutter from our 4-piece set that came from Dots and Bows. We'll be doing one cookie cutter each week, but we will be doing it 2 ways. We'll do a fall days and a fright night. So we'll be doing them side by side. That way our fall people and our Halloween enthusiasts can all cookie together the whole month of September, okay? All right, and don't worry, I have something great planned for after that, but I'm not going to tell you because then you're going to start sending me messages and asking questions, and I'm not ready to give you any of the details yet. So I got to leave that alone for just a smidge, okay? Hope everyone is doing well. You still have time to get in on the virtual mermaid class. That will be for sale at $25 through this Saturday at midnight. Class is being held via Zoom unless we sell over 50 tickets. If we sell over 50 tickets, it's going to be live within the private Facebook group that's called Seriously Sweet Mermaids and Sea Creatures. It'll be within that group where I'll be live. You'll be able to talk to me. It won't be a pre-recorded. It's just Zoom. I'll talk to each other, okay? So if you're one of the people that does not want it to be Zoom, go sell me some more tickets. Get some more people in our class, okay? And push us over the 50. There are only 2 people that have purchased the class that haven't made their way into the Facebook group. If you're one of those 2 people, please check your spam folder. For whatever reason, when you purchased, everyone seemed to get the email no problem. But when the second email went, giving you the link to the Facebook group, I guess maybe because a link was involved, it mostly went to everyone's spam folder. So you'll have to find it and just click on that link and go right there. Just do I agree on the questions after you read them, and it will put you right in the group. And there's a bunch of information already in there so you can start prepping. If you want to just follow along and be live to ask questions and take notes, that's fine too. I will be actually creating the cookies in real time with you when you join me on Sunday. 3 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern is the projected time. We'll start at 3 p.m. It could take anywhere from 2.5 to 3 hours because we're doing 6 designs. How fun is that to get to do 6 designs? That's going to really give you some variety. All right. I think that's it. I don't see any new questions, so I will catch up with you guys later. I hope you have a fabulous Tuesday, and I will see you tonight at 7 p.m. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.